Closing the justice gap. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people are denied justice in the civil court system because they can't afford a lawyer. Even though the Sixth Amendment gives people a right to counsel, that only applies to criminal cases. That means low-income Texans often face their legal problems alone. There are programs to help, but they're only available for those under a certain income level. A Texas Supreme Court justice wants to raise that limit. Chief Justice Nathan Hecht was in Washington, D.C. this week speaking with senators about disparities in the civil justice system. Monica Madden sat down with the justice on closing the justice gap.
Legal aid is restricted to people who have no more than 150% of the poverty level, federal poverty level earnings. So it works out to a little bit over the minimum wage.
And I guess, with that being the standard, do you think that needs to be something that is raised so this aid can be accessible to more people?
Absolutely. And sometimes in some programs it can go up to 200%, but that's still a very low income level. And some of these problems fall on people, as you say, who have they're above that. But they don't have income to spend on legal fees, which, as you know, can be very expensive. And it just makes all the difference in the world when you have that kind of assistance, when you have legal assistance.
And what kind of problems does that create for those people who are in need of these services?
It can run the gamut. So, for example, veterans return home and start looking for jobs, maybe homes, maybe their families are stressed. The problems that they have that need to be addressed, and they just don't have any way of doing it. They've been serving their country and they come back and they can't get help. Sexual assault survivors. We've got a big program to provide legal services for them to help them get out of the situations that they've been in and get back on with their lives.
I'm curious, how you became passionate about this issue. Is this something that you've even seen at the highest level of the Supreme Court, of people not having access to resources to help them?
We don't see it so much in our court. Occasionally, we have someone who's trying to represent themselves, and we have a program to designate a lawyer who will do that in our court, but it's not very often. But in family court, for example, something well over half, maybe 3/4 of the parties in all of the cases in family courts, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of cases a year, don't have a lawyer. In eviction cases, tenants typically don't have lawyers. In debt collection cases, the debtor typically does not have a lawyer. So there are a lot of cases.
Thanks, Monica, and thank you for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle, and we'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.